Okay, let's dive into franchise ad agencies. In my opinion, there really aren't that many great franchise specific ad agencies, but I'll kind of walk through, and these would be quote unquote competitors of ours, but I try to support the industry in general, so I'll kind of tell you what my thoughts are on these various groups. The first, Lead PPC, our focus, we're really known for franchise development. So if you need franchise development leads, that's a huge part of what we do, and we've been doing it for 13 years. It's 2023 right now, so since 2010, when my first daughter was born, it's kind of when we got started. I used to be the chief marketing officer for a franchisor years ago, so a lot of the strategies really come from working on the other side of the fence. The next one I would say is for franchise development is probably going to be Scorpion. Scorpion, they are also great at the dental market and the law firm market, but they've made some big pushes into the franchise development space. They If they force you to use their content management system that's homegrown, that is kind of one thing that I don't really love. They have great artists on staff actually, um, but I am a much bigger fan of things like unbounce.com, which is what we use for landing pages, or ClickFunnels, or anything that's like not some custom ad agency owned content management system. Because if you ever want to move those pages off of Scorpion, sometimes that can cause problems. But great people, had great relationships with them and done some different things together in the past. Then I'd say Curious Jane, especially if you are if you're CEO and you're a female or something. They have a lot of women on staff, so if your brand is more female oriented, I feel like that they do a really good job with that. They're some of the kindest people that we've met with at different events that we've sponsored. We've always had a good time talking with them, and I think that in general they understand the industry and they've been around for a while. Franchise Hive is one that I don't know super well. They've kind of just recently started to show up on some of the search engine results, and so I think organically they know what they're doing, and they kind of have some interesting kind of hybrid solutions that I talk about as far as having some CRM stuff, kind of like Fran Connect or Zoho or something like that, tied in with the ad agency stuff. So I don't know, kind of interesting. Then Top Fire Media, I've talked with him. We've been at some different events together. He's super nice. And they've also won a lot of awards from entrepreneur.com. And the last one I would say is Kigo. Um, I don't I don't know a ton. I mean, we've definitely have gotten phone calls from people that have worked with them that had a high cost per lead or what have you. So we end up working with those clients down the road. So that's kind of my only maybe knock on that. But they've been doing it for a long time now, and I think that they've probably gotten um, much better. And yeah, I'd say that's an industry that they play in, and they have some understanding with as well. But if you're going to do franchise development lead generation, I'd say go with one of these six groups. Don't go with a random ad agency that doesn't do franchise lead generation, that does other types of advertising but doesn't specifically understand franchise development, because otherwise your cost per, not just cost per lead, but the difference between like a $30 cost per lead and a $200 cost per lead that's not even that high quality, like how are you going to get your cost per sale where it needs to be in that sweet spot range so that you're paying less for doing pay-per-click ad agency stuff than you are for doing a broker network? Like if you're spending the same on your cost per sale for an ad agency as you are a broker network sale, yet you're doing a lot of the footwork yourself, it's really not worth it. So I would say you probably want to have a cost per sale that's, depending on how much your franchise costs. If you're a business opportunity, a couple $1,000 cost per sale is probably good if it's a super cheap business opportunity. A general range we see a lot of stuff that's between $8,000 to $12,000 cost per sale. Um, and I think the average cost per sale for broker networks is 22,000 for brand new franchises working with brokers. Sometimes it's as high as $40,000 because those are harder to sell. So you definitely want to be like half of what it costs for a franchise broker sale, and then you want to try to scale that and control it yourself. So if some brokers slip off, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, hopefully this is helpful for you.